looking correct here. Okay, great, wonderful. Good morning and welcome back to the wake up call because right now we need a serious wake up call and we need to continue. Where you going? Waking up people. You understand? We've got Crash DJ Lano who is missing right now from the live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Well, Twitch you can't really see. You can't see. You could just hear. Okay, there he is. There we go. And you're surely Crystal. All right. So previously we were discussing the fact that Mr. Roberts was charged for the murder of Luann Roberts. That murder would have been one of four over the long weekend that we just came out of, right? And we're now learning that they were in a relationship and the relationship would have ended earlier this year. Just trying to figure out, right? Trying to understand what leads or what the in between it, the bridge between, or what might lead to relationship done and then the woman ends up being dead. And the man, the ex, is now accused for murder. What? You can hit us up and let us know on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. All right, drop a comment at Extreme 104 SVG, or you can let us know on our WhatsApp, or you can even call us. So the WhatsApp number is 4301043.
Don't call the WhatsApp.
You call 457-1043. Okay, so let's get to discussing. You remember when I said that? Oh, much better. You remember when I said previously that, and I talk about it from time to time, there's some woman who just out there not feeling safe at all. Am I now to go into a mode of constant fear when I go out and a guy offers me, okay, the phone lines are going, let's take it, press the red button. All right.
Good morning.
Morning, Crystal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this my friend here? Morning, Kingsley.
Yeah, Crystal, before I get into the gist of what I'm talking about, right? What I'm going to say to you is not out of disrespect, it's out of love, okay?
Okay, sounds like a correction coming in there.
No, I think one of your friends sitting there with you made a comment, and I think that I want to be associated with the comment that you made because I have known you, but I have not known you. So, in other words, it's not until I realize you're a Christian I realize that who you are.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see a transformation in you over a period of time when I have a friend who works down at Wilkes Enterprise. I guess you know who, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when we sit and we want to speak about a beautiful woman, we sit and we speak about you. Because when after you had that child, you took on a different look. Your transformation has turned into a swag where I can't resist looking at you, okay?
So I turned into a woman? Okay, continue.
Right. Some time ago, you said to the Honorable Prime Minister that you didn't feel safe in civics as a woman.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying to you, in a aggressive way, justify that. And he wanted you to point out from where I was listening that you are being threatened, and that is why you not feel safe. And now I remember that statement, and I see what happened to the lady who lost her life by where her Australian friend is accused of killing her.
Mm-hmm.
I sit to myself, Crystal was really right, It might not have been related to you directly, but it was a broad statement, and I think the Prime Minister did disregard your comments and treat you with scant respect because you are making a statement and so that you feel threatened with how things are going in St. Vincent in terms of where young ladies are lost in their life. But without prying into the situation that probably is subjugate because the person is probably accused, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a girlfriend for about 29 years now.
Why are you not married?
She's too bossy.
Okay.
Right.
But she's the girlfriend for 29 years. All right, cool. Continue.
Yeah, but it's not like this. If I go home and she put me out of her house because our house and her land, so I know what I was doing when we constructed that. I try to imagine what I would do, but you know what you should have taken about yesterday? The person who is accused of the last killing that we had he's sitting down there, and I'm wondering if he asking himself, what did I do and why did I do that? It have some people in Christian before your time and little after my time and before. They have a saying, if we can't get you, nobody can get you. And that is a piece of negative statement I hear for people, from some young men and men of my age, they still continue to make. I mean, that is annoying because when I sit and I think about the situation, and Crystal, you know, I don't like to use this strong word. I use in killings and homicide until the person is convicted for the accused charge.
Right.
I often wonder why would a guy make such a stupid statement? If I can't get you, nobody can get you. In other words, I won't kill you. And that has been something embedded in some young men's thoughts and men who make those silly remarks. And when I heard you say to the Prime Minister that you won't feel safe, I am in a position now to tend to agree with you. Although at the time when you made the statement, I was wondering where you were going with it. But now reality strikes me in the face. I say, shit, boy, this thing is really real. Because, Crystal, you probably never experienced that, you know. But it have some guys out there who obsessed and weak, and they do things in this poorly moment, and when they sit back and say, what did I really do? And it's really annoying that you're putting some effort into a relationship, and for some reason the relationship that the young man said this morning, and they could brush up your behind and go where you go. Boy, sometimes that ain't really so easy to do it, but it is the best thing to do if you don't want to end up in the similar circumstances where our friend is sitting in Her Majesty's prison waiting until the PI. And it brought back to me, Crystal, when the accused person who is sitting in the prison right now allegedly shot his wife at St. Martin. I wonder what he's saying. Wonder what he's thinking. He's going to come out and walk around after. But you're in life, straight as Jay did it. All the young men who listen and have that level of thought, I just hope I'll never change your mind of being so negative. And do like me, love Crystal from a distance. Keep your hands off. I know Crystal.
Goodbye, Kingsley. Goodbye, Kingsley. Thank you for your contribution. Right? You see what I'm saying? Other women out here are looking on these stories, are reading, are listening. And sometimes they're realizing that the relationship that they are in is actually abusive and very toxic.
He just mentioned something there as well. He mentioned that the slang that people use, if I can't get you, nobody else can get you.
That's dangerous.
That possessive, you don't own anyone. You can be in a relationship with somebody. We need to realize that people have their own individual life to live.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you're with somebody, it's not that you own that person. They're supposed to bring out the best version of each other. So it's not, you work hand in hand together. You know, you would have disagreements and agreements. Yeah.
Phone lines are going again. Let's go.
Red button.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I want to big up Kingsley for the powerful contribution, legend, because he put a lot of things into perspective. Me and Kingsley have a little sparring moment, but today he was on point.
Oh, after that, I'm cutting out for sleeping on the airport floor, can't you?
Man, no, me and Kingsley just spar, but it's out of love. You know what I'm saying? Me not hate you, me not hope he not hate me neither, but I want we remember that song, Woman Gonna Say, and Woman Day. We need to put that in our head because guess what? Statistically, me been married for 15 years. December was 15 years. My wife leaves me. That was a open me door for me to come at Gallus again.
Gallus again? Okay.
Again, I was a Gallus before.
Yeah, it's better he said that than something else. So.
Okay,
yeah.
true. All right,
but
I'm
no,
going to take that.
Because and mentally, you know, men are mentally weak because if a woman decides she don't want to leave, you can't go and snuff out the woman's life. But society paint the picture. A lot of us just quote the Bible and say, woman submit to your husband. But if you read further along, it also said, man submit to your wife. But we just willfully make certain things to paint a picture and give us a sense of authority. You're talking about men now. Men feel like we are leaders in a family, in a family or in a situation. And when the situation don't go our way, as a leader, we're supposed to justify beating a woman to death in this situation here. We need to change that mindset.
Very much
and
so.
like King said, Crystal, you remember I mentioned it yesterday when the Prime Minister was on your program and he mentioned to me that you wasn't safe and he basically stifled your opinion. And I hope he regurgitate that and sit back and say, boy, as a Minister of National Security, I have to listen to Crystal. I might not agree with what Crystal said because he's not living the life Crystal is living.
Yeah,
so he can't come say he understand. It's like me telling a woman, why you craving salty food from your cycle. Me can't come tell you you're craving too much salt. I can't understand that. I cannot comprehend that. Until you put yourself in a female shoes when a man telling a woman, oh, and a woman feel like that is disrespectful. We can't understand where a woman coming from, but we have to just sit down, listen. We have to learn to listen, to understand. A lot of us listen to respond. We need to listen to understand and try to address this whole thing. And we need to revisit these laws and put stiffer penalty on these men who violate any women. And because on paper, we told the United Nations Security Council that we're going to increase safety for women and we're going to increase safety for children. And since we had that seat on the United Nations Security Council, all the things safety for women and children have increased, decreased, or had it stayed the same?
It's difficult. Okay, thank you so much. All right. I mean, let's go to something that is not as serious as murder, but sexual harassment. You walk the street as a woman, and Max was saying that sometimes men do not understand how women feel. Sometimes we feel very uncomfortable. Sometimes we feel disrespected. It's not cute to be catcalled and you walk in the street and you think that you look good and you dress nicely as a woman. But all you could hear walking through Kingstown, psst, psst, sexy, and men referring to your vagina and men referring to your bottom and your breasts. Come on. Y'all gotta give women more respect than that. And what is it? I don't understand why we have to beg for it. I don't understand why we have to be preaching. But if so be it, then so be it. We got to teach you how to respect a woman. And then some men are not receptive to that. You stand up to a man and he will tell you, he will cuss you out in the middle of the street because you tell him that you don't like what he says to you in the street. And he's upset. Why are you upset? Because I stand my ground? You want to offer me a drink? You want to offer me a ride? And I say, no, thank you. And you're upset because I refuse it? Why? It hurts your feelings. It hurts your ego. You can't just accept that there are some women out there who just don't want what you have to offer. And that is okay.
Right.
Men in here real quiet, boy.
No, we can't. See the reaction to me?
As Max said, we have to listen.
So I just say listening.
Okay,
We're listening.
It makes us feel
I know,
really
and
uncomfortable and unsafe. And women just want to be in a safe environment, emotionally and physically. When Mia Marcano in the States, her father is a Trinidadian promoter who lives in Miami.
Yeah.
Right? When that story broke, we discussed it here on the Wake Up Call. I put it up on my social media. You know what somebody said? Somebody commented under my post.
She can by some man.
No. Why don't I highlight other things that are happening? Why am I focusing on a story that is not in St. Vincent and Grenadines, it's not in the Caribbean, but why am I highlighting it here?
So
on
somebody
page.
they tell me she must have gone by some man or something like that. I just ignore it.
Ridiculous, man. And her story, similar to this one here. With her story, the guy who killed her was trying to get with her. So he would ask her out on dates and what's not. And she kept saying no. Simple. Never went on a date. They were working in the same place. And because she said no, a simple thing as no. And you telling me, how come that does not resonate with me as a woman? Why can't I speak about that? Here we are this morning talking about two people. Relationship ended. And the woman ends up dying. And the guy is accused of murder. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. You have to do better than that. And if I say I don't feel safe, it's because I'm coming from somewhere. What's her name? She was in here a morning with us. McKinney. They were talking about, I can't remember what they were talking about, but the women empowerment thing. Right. Yes. Women have to think about so many things before we leave home and consider so many things before we leave home. We got to look at the time we leave at home. What we're wearing before we leave home. What we're walking with before we leave home.
How do we provide a safe environment for women, though? And that's the other thing.
But and I just always say, to every female, change up your schedule. I mean, it was something stupid with the change of his schedule.
But it's sad that women have to resort to that. Why men can't just take
I
responsibility?
have a
just-
whole notebook here on how to take care of myself as a woman. A whole notebook of stuff, things that I have to consider. Y'all just wake
Men-
up, put on clothes, and run outside.
Yeah, men just need to take
Calm
accountability
down.
and responsibility now and find ways to be better.
Well, if you can't control the men, you teach the women how to protect
No,
themselves.
brother, is we have to deal with
The-
our
the-
problem.
the
The
core-
problem
the-
is we.
Okay, all right.
The problem is we,
No,
brother.
no, and
We need to go fix
Crash,
ourselves.
I
That is the
understand what
issue.
you are saying, no?
Yeah, you
But I
can't
am
tell a
saying-
woman
Okay.
she's doing what she's supposed to do to
Well,
protect
That's like
herself.
But
telling
I-
me to dress better
No,
so that I
brother.
wouldn't get
But I
raped.
couldn't talk from my
No,
perspective. That's what I'm
brother.
saying.
Uh-huh.
This is from my thing. But remember, I can go and tell you what you thinking or not. Remember, you could be thinking, oh, I want to kill Crystal. But you most I could tell Crystal, you just protect yourself.
So in the meantime,
In the
just
meantime,
protect
just
yourself
protect
because
yourself,
there
right.
are people out there who
You're right,
you just
can't
don't know.
control
Yes.
how somebody
Yeah,
thinking.
but we as men need to realize we're not doing, you looking on at this situation here. Me now, I'm thinking, boy, I don't want to end up in a situation like that. What am I going to do now to make myself better?
Exactly, that's you.
So I don't
But
end up.
remember-
I know
remember
everybody's
that
not
you thinking the
strong-minded
same,
like
exactly.
me.
Right.
Everybody, exactly.
Point.
I'm true, but I'm just saying. I'm just using myself as an example. Looking at this story now, I would say, boy, I don't want to end up down a road like that. Somebody could probably be listening to me now. They're probably going through it. So I'm just saying, I will go probably get some counseling.
Yeah.
You get some
There's
counseling.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Why y'all men think there's something wrong with go speaking to a counselor, or a pastor, or a
Yeah,
therapist?
you find somebody if you know.
'Cause you get
I mean,
cast off.
sometimes you can't highlight the things.
Crazy.
People usually have to pinpoint certain things for you and say, hey, boss man, you just act a certain way, which is we. Sometimes we see we partner abusing a woman and we don't say nothing. We don't say nothing. We don't say nothing, boss.
And then you get accused of
You do
certain
not say
things and
nothing.
you sit down there.
You know you have a partner who just beat a woman, beat your wife, and you don't say nothing. You ain't going to pull him across and say, boss, what you're doing wrong is wrong. Anna. You don't do that.
Maybe the friends also think that that is okay.
You have a partner who have a horse at a woman, and running game and thing. You would not pull him and say, brother, what you're doing ain't right. You're messing with them girl mind. We do take accountability and responsibility for the things as men, and we need to help each other. That is the problem now. That is the problem. We're just looking at the problems surfacing, and when they get out of hand now, we're pointing fingers and all ends.
And blaming other people.
Exactly. You
And I
can't
had
blame
to
a
come
woman
here
for the
and
way.
cuss.
You can't blame a woman for the actions of a man, brother. Somebody said they strongly disagree with me. What do you disagree with me on?
Was there a comment before they strongly disagree with you?
I
Or
don't
it's
know.
just that one?
It does not.
Okay, some responses coming in from the Facebook, right? Many persons enter a relationship without professional guidance. Hence, when issues present themselves, all fall apart. I love the song. Max mentioned it. Woman Gone and Woman Day.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
Yeah.
John Holt.
And bring it up.
Yeah.
Then believe in them heart that a woman belongs to them, not even if you're married. It's her life.
And we need
Still,
to come with that mindset.
Right. She
Woman
can do
don't belong
what
to
she
you.
wants. You're only responsible for yourself. Where do we get that
Exactly.
nasty mentality from?
Exactly.
That.
Hold on. Yeah, call it.
All right, let's go.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Hi. As we speak of violence against women, we cannot narrow it down to just violence against women. Because, like it or not, we are our own worst enemies. The way we treat our children, the way we treat each other, and generally, even politically. How can a politician see himself as a leader when he would stand there and see and hear his supporters abuse persons because they support another party? How can we stand in public and see a mother abusing her child for whatever reason and remain quiet? How can we have police officers who reports are made of children being thrown out of their house because of one infraction or another, and they fail to take steps to address the situation? Or maybe we may have, the other islands may have to do like Trinidad, and within government or the police service have a unit to address abuse of men by women. So whilst
there is that public whoo and cry over the death of Councillor Luann Roberts, and I do not support what was done to her, there is a much wider malady in our society. A few years ago, I recall there was a story carried in a newspaper where a woman was beaten with a hammer because she wanted out of the relationship, and society remained quiet. And if you look through the historical records of the media, print and electronic, there are various records of abuse of women. But what about abuse of children? What are we doing about that? What about the abuse of children by older women for their sexual preferences? What's about the abuse of children by older men for their sexual preferences? We have to deal with that holistically. We have to address the situation. We have to demand, while we demand the authorities put legislation in place, legislation by itself will not work. It has to be a change in the mindset of our people, of me and you. Yes, we will have a disagreement, we will quarrel, but at the end of the day, we leave it there, like we used to. But then afterwards, he or she go and tell he or she, then that he or she go and tell another he or she, and all of a sudden nobody asks who was right or wrong, and one person gets abused and that person is forced to defend his or herself. We in society are responsible. We in society are responsible, whether we like it or not. The music we play, the phrases we use, even radio announcers, the things they say, the abuse of Facebook, the abuse of social media, because somebody passed and they probably just, all we feel to do is take our phone, videotape and post it. That is abuse. Okay? We have soca artists disrespecting women, and those very same women jump and whine and wave to those very same songs that disrespect them. We have Carnival coming up, and I guarantee you a lot of those criers for justice will be on the road whining and waving to songs that abuse, the lyrics abuse women. Where are we going? Let us stop being hypocritical. Simple as that. Simple as that. Let us stop being hypocritical. How can we have mothers and fathers being so drunk and you end up abusing their children, and on the roadside you think how a child feels when they see pictures of their parents on the roadside drunk? You know the impact on those children? Come on. And just before I go, I need to address another abuse taking place. Someone went into the mortuary, and people are not like I saying it, and took a photo.
Wait, hold on. Repeat that.
Mortuary.
Mortuary.
Went into the morgue, the mortuary, how you want to call it. And took a photo of the deceased Luann Roberts' face. And it's all over social media.
Wow.
Now, this is abuse of a family emotion.
Are you kidding me?
You know what it is like to be at home and seeing the face
Oh my God.
or your loved one on social media? Well, I can speak to that. I can speak to that. Because I know what it's like when I was sent the photos of my daughter who was killed in St. Lucia.
Excuse me?
Wait.
No, hold on. I am saying this because, one, whoever did it has abused that family. Because they now have to sit and see this, and people have to be showing them and hearing of we see a face, you know. Come on. In addition to that, there has not been a post-mortem. That person has tampered with evidence. So therefore, I am publicly calling on, one, the workers at the hospital to desist from doing so, whoever it is, and two, that the authorities, both the police and the hospital authorities, put measures in place to stop this. We cannot, and we should not be taking pictures. I go out to an incident, I take pictures of persons in an accident or whatnot, but I ain't going to put it on social media. It is up to my editor to decide, well, okay, we will blur the faces or we will not. But to show those faces, it is an abuse. You're abusing the family's emotions. Let us be more disciplined in what we do. Let us be more disciplined in what we do. Because at the end of the day, the end result will always be a dead man or a dead woman, a dead father or a dead mother, a dead sister or a dead brother. That is the end result. We in society are working towards because we refuse to respect each other. Have a nice. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
We gotta go. So
yeah, just one question. You in the island? Are you from?
You're St. Lucian, right?
You St. Lucian. Lucian.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Condolences for your daughter. That would actually took me back a bit. So yeah.
And they don't expect.
No, I had to bring it up because people do things, and sometimes you speak to them and to state it publicly.
Right.
I mean, it's just bad to do. It is just bad to do.
It is.
We have adopted the thing of just taking a cell phone.
Yeah.
I mean, recently a lady got knocked down on a pedestrian crossing in town. I was there. My first thing was not to take out my camera. My first thing was to look after the lady.
Yeah, make sure she's okay.
Was to look, what? The well-being of our fellow man, whether you my enemy or not, priority over my work as a journalist. If I fall sick, I assist. Other than that, come on. We don't assist people. We abuse them by taking pictures and posting it on Facebook. We journalists would leave it up to our editor to decide. So there is a check and balance. But not other people. First thing, somebody dancing they drunk, it's posted on social media.
Many things. If falling in a gutter, it reach on social media. There's a fight, it reach on social media.
No, but think of your father. Because he had a bear or two, he decided to celebrate something.
Yeah.
And he's walking home and he's counting more steps than he should.
Yeah.
Think of how it would look. You go on Facebook and that is what you see in somebody now. That is abuse of someone's emotion.
Right. It's not a good look. But we had to go right now. We got to go because we got some a sponsor segment coming up right now.
Let's see.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Have a good one. And with that, we're going to go.